I want to start this video and actually give you some advice on how to desexualize your brain, to get dick discipline, and as well as lowering your gaze. Those three things literally all apply as well. Bear in mind, all these things that I've just said, those things are in a huge umbrella, and in a result of that umbrella, you will be able to be shunned away from the shit that's around the world right now. There's not enough information online to actually do a step-by-step. It's not a step-by-step, but like the processes and things that I had to do to ensure that I am now free from, not free, it's of course lust will always be there for men and for women. I remembered going back years ago, I just couldn't lower my gaze. I couldn't stop looking at like attractive women's faces. Like, this is just me being brutally honest about who I was going back a couple of years. I just had no capacity to control myself in those things. And in the result, I became a weak man. And I wanted to change, but I had no clue how to do it. And it didn't make sense to me how to completely cut away from our lustful desires. It took me ages. And if you are in a position and want to do those, I'm 23 years old, just letting you know, okay? I'm a young boy. I'm 23 years old, and I'm glad that I've come to this realization now. I'm glad that it didn't come sooner. I'm glad it didn't come later. I'm just glad it has happened. And as long as you are in consensus with that you just want to completely desexualize your brain, then we're all good. And at first it's obviously hard, but you need to put the intention, and it's important. The most important thing, it is in your intention that matters the most. If your intention in the long run, okay, you might have seen all these influencers like Alex Hormozy saying, don't look at the year span, look at the decade span or the 5-year span. You might have beaten me in the first year, right? But in 5 years, I have quadrupled 10x that shit. If you have the long-term intention to desexualize your brain, it will eventually happen, and it will just click, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I don't actually care. It starts off with what we're absorbing. Get rid of thirst traps off your phone. Take them off. There's no need. You don't need to see that. You're not going to get them. Especially if you're looking at that. You're not. I'm just going to tell you the truth. If you're watching a thirst trap, you're just not gonna get that. It just doesn't work like that. But women are attracted to people who have control, just control themselves, and put not interested, because everything on our phones now have the ability to say not interested. Put not interested if you feel, even if you anticipate it, that you might be seeing something that you shouldn't be seeing. So for example, I go to the gym a lot, and some of my content is gym related. If I notice that I'm watching gym advice from a gym galley, okay, I put not interested. She might be giving the best advice on how to grow my glutes. However, I put not interested because I know I will be seeing things that I shouldn't be seeing. So even in the simplest things, take that off your life. You don't need to see it. So with that, just not interested. Get that shit off. If I'm going to go into very, very specific things now, we have no control over whoever we're attracted to. We literally have we can't literally go and say we're attracted to that. People who are attracted to feet, they have no say in that. People who are attracted to feet, they're going to just be attracted to feet for whatever, God knows why. But we have no control whoever we're attracted to. No control. And so for me, when I noticed, this is what I had to do. If I noticed that the video that I'm watching from that specific individual is attractive, and the feeling of like, damn, this girl's gorgeous, is about to happen, I also put not interested. And I know that might be like, whoa, that's crazy. Maybe she's giving up. Don't worry. There's so much information out there. You don't have to worry about not interesting one person. Okay, that doesn't matter. Okay, you will get that information some way. And so if you put not interested in something that you know that is not good for you, that will invite evil, invite lustful thoughts, lustful X, Y, and Zs, then put not interested. Okay, I myself have removed any female any female follower and followings that I have on my personal Instagram. And you might think like, whoa, that's crazy. Like, you know, why would you do that? No one cares. If you want to be very courteous, and here's advice to you, if you want to be really courteous, just remove off your followers as well as remove on your following, so you don't see it. Really link back to the origin of why you followed this person. If you are actually in any way close, like, everyone has their own tailored relationships, but you have to do the due diligence on each one to see if this person's even my fucking friend. Why do they need to see me? Why do I need to see them? It's a few pixels that has been highlighted in specific ways, because in reality, if you don't talk to this girl, if you don't speak to this girl as like either like as a work colleague or whatever reason, if you don't see them, you don't have regular contacts with them, you're not friends. You may have known each other, but why are we now following each other? And that's the conclusion that I got. Like, I don't know this girl. I met her in A-levels. I met her in secondary. She's a completely different girl now. I don't need to see it. And unfortunately, with how media is, there's, you know, it's in consensus that a lot of people like to post all kinds of things. All kinds of things. I have no control over that. Get rid of it. Do the shedding. Do the digital shedding. If you have things on your phone, just anything on your phone, get rid of it. Pack that shit. You don't need it. Once you've done the digital shedding, great. We're always on our phones, so you've done some of the legwork when it comes to, completely trying to desexualize your brain. Good job. Well done. Well done. You've now tailored your algorithm to see other things other than that, which is already a big plus. So good. However, it now begins in our day-to-day interactions. Okay? We should lower our gaze. Women are beautiful. They are. Okay? They're gorgeous. They're beautiful because of their femininity. They're beautiful. When you're walking down the street, when you're walking anywhere, you don't need to look at that girl unless you're going to talk to her. Okay? If you're not going to approach them, it doesn't matter. Stop. Oh, I just want to... No. If you have no intention, good intentions with that person, then just don't bother. So that's the differentiating factor. But if you have no intention to talk, to approach, to have good intentions with that girl, then get the fuck out of there. Your eyes should be looking at the dust particles in the sky. If there's nothing else to look at, there's women everywhere. Look at the fucking sun and blind yourself. That's how serious it is. I'm saying this because I was like, I just want to see and admire beauty. That is the devil's work. That's shaitan for you. That's Satan, who is sat there telling you, just admire their beauty. No, just admire their beauty. No, it doesn't. No. If you are not going to talk to that girl, do not even bother having a second, third, fourth, 5, 6th look. Don't even do the glance. Don't even do the side peek or whatever. No, don't do that. I want to give you a little anecdote. And I've seen this firsthand and I see it all the time. Okay, and I see it specifically in the gym. Okay, so I saw an attractive girl working out, doing her thing. Great, well done to that girl. Good job, better yourself. Great, go to the gym. That's good. And what I've taken to notice and what I actually like to look at more is looking at the men around her. Just look at the men and just look at their eyes. The eyes don't lie, chico. See it in the men's eyes. You could see it darted across the whole gym. I remembered I was walking past this girl just working out, doing her thing. I saw this guy from the chest swing machine. Okay. I've crossed him once, literally glaring at the girl. Put my dumbbells back, walk past twice, still glaring at the same girl because I could see it in the peripherals, the direction that he was looking in. Walk past the third time to get some water, still looking at that girl. And maybe I'm just, really lucky at catching these things. Like in that third time, he just managed to look, But if you see how disgusting and dog-eyed these men are, literally tail waggling. Literally, if I have a tail right now, look, I can't do it. Imagine this is a tail. They're literally like this. That is men nowadays. Just look around. doesn't even go into the gym. Go into aspects of just walking down the street, going into a shop. Just look at the men and what they're looking at, and you will see what you look like. That is what you look like. You look silly. I'm telling you off now, okay? You look silly. And so with all that, if you realize what you look like when you're not lowering your gaze, you look so silly. So with digitally shedding yourself, as well as the physical aspect of where your eyes are actually looking, you have done more of the legwork, but it's still not fully there. And I'm now going to be talking about like just general Cornwatch. If you practice and have the intention to take your eyes away and desexualizing your brain and all those actions align, you will decrease the likelihood of you watching porn. And that is great. Well done. And eventually you'll just stop watching. Eventually you just be like, oh, great. No, that doesn't matter. I can't say that I was a saint. I've played these games before. And with that, your life definitely starts improving when you take these steps. When you have dick discipline, when you have lowered your gaze, and you have desexualized your brain, the benefits of this is outstanding. It's outstanding. It's lovely. You're not wasting your seed. You're not wasting your seed on your power, your energy. That is energy. You're not wasting that ogling at things that you shouldn't be looking. Your energy is being conserved on other things. And when you have all these three things that I mentioned, you will find that you're living in good values. And in good values, you will then invite, God will put into your life more and more purpose. It's important that men have purpose. It's so important that men have purpose other than these superficial, easy to get things, but damages you in crazy amounts. And hold yourself accountable to your future you. When you desexualize your brain, you have dick discipline, and you lower your gaze, and you follow your purpose, you will in turn have good control of just generic things in your life. When you control that aspect of yourself, you make room for improvement in your life, just in every aspect, physically and mentally. It is your responsibility. If you don't sort out these things for yourself now, your child will face the consequences of that, and they have to face it. You're giving them the responsibility for something that you should have done yourself. Do you have responsibilities? I have responsibilities for my future children. I have responsibilities for my future wife. So I will act now and in accordance to that. If you're having relationship problems or you're having troubles at home, you won't care anymore because you're driving towards the purpose that God has given you. We all have that. We all have it. We all have it. I will say this again. We all have purpose here. We all can do good. We all have a gift to give. Everyone has something that they excel in. Everyone. You understand that you're not a saint. You know, we're not perfect, and that's okay. You know, the more that we understand that we are not perfect, the more likelihood that we are going to do good rather than bad. If we all thought that we were perfect, we would just do whatever, all willy-nilly. And it's important to understand this, really understand this. Have dick discipline, control yourself, refrain. You know, lustful men nowadays have no purpose. They've lost purpose. That's why men are degrading in value. Less providers, less masculine, less father-like, less everything. Ambitionless, you know, lost all purpose. This is the consensus of most men. And there are men who are just vile. And I'm not even going to try and go into that. I'm not trying to look into the dark side of those things. Because I think, quite frankly, if men have a lot more control on these things, we won't be disrespecting women in the same capacity. That's just my, put my hands up right now. The purpose for us men is to serve women. Women are above us. That's just the bottom line. We live to serve women, not obey, not to worship. Everything that we do, looking back through history, everything that we did in terms of protecting, getting food and hunting, sheltering them. Just look at the nature of a pregnant woman and the father. The nature is, we know that women are going to be vulnerable. They're in a very hormonal stage. They are extremely uncomfortable the entirety of all the time. And we're exactly the same. We protect them and we keep them safe. That's just how it has been going throughout all of history. With the people who intentionally want to have a long-term relationship, who wants to have a family. This is the core aspects of how it's going to be, and that's because we want to ensure and to protect. It's within our nature. And if we are in tune with our masculinity, in tune with good values, following God, you will soon see this. You will see it. We all have a gift to give. Every one of us, every single one of us has a gift to give. I believe within myself that this is my gift to give to, in any way. I'm not saying I'm an expert. I'm just speaking from heart, and hopefully that from the way I'm speaking about it, you're understanding that I'm speaking to care about you. Like, comment, dislike, whatever it is, share. You will invite more of that kind of content onto your page, so then you'll see people like me. I'm not the only one here. There's people who are probably giving best advice and said in a specific way that will unlock a part of you, and I'm unlocking, I'd like to think, a part of someone. I want to improve one person's life. That's incredible. So if you can do that, then benefits on you. Algorithms hella strong nowadays, guys. They know you more than they know you. So get that all sorted, and take care of yourself. Again, pray, meditate, make sure to eat, drink water, and then I have more videos coming up. So support, like, and subscribe, guys. I'm gonna do my outro now. Okay, that's enough. Bye bye.